Well, hey, good afternoon, everybody. Happy Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. Actually, it'll be past Christmas by the time any of you see this. I'm gonna winterize our garden here today, and I thought I'd just show you our yard, the Gleegy garden, the Gleegy yard. A little bit about what, you gotta do if you're gonna be a urban farmer. Here's our chicken coop we've had forever. I used to run my landscaping company out of there. That's where all the tools were kept. There's all the chickens. I think we're down to about 12 and a little rooster now. I'm gonna let them out here in a little bit, and what we'll work on today is I'm just gonna get all this fabric pulled, and it'll be good for another year. I'll roll it up, and then we just plant all our stuff directly into it in slits and slots, and plant our tomatoes and our peppers and whatnot. I'm gonna cut back all our ornamental grasses today. So I'm gonna get a burn pile going. We burn a lot of stuff here. I'm gonna get the garden prepped a little bit, roll up all that fabric, get a fire going, and then I'm just gonna spread out a bunch of leaves that I'm getting and all these ornamental grasses. Anyway, I'm gonna cut back these grasses, those perennials, and what I don't burn, I'll just throw out in the spread out in the garden, let the chickens do their thing. And I don't know, this process will probably take me a couple hours, I'd say. So yeah, here we go. So I'm pulling all these fabric pins out of the fabric. That's why it's taking longer. I keep these, and then I use these to repin the fabric the next year. So I think this year we bought some stuff that's like good for 2 years. It's a little thicker. It wasn't that expensive, but it sure helps control weeds a lot. So just overlap the seams, pin it down every few feet. Does a pretty good job. So anyway, that's that. Alright, I'm gonna roll up that fabric later. I saved whatever pins I can, and when we do it again next year, I'm sure I'll find a bunch more. So now I'm gonna spread all this ornamental grass that I've cut so far out here, and then let the chickens out, and they'll be real happy. Hey, we're not professional homesteaders, that's for sure. I just thought I'd show you a day or an afternoon in the life of some winter cleanup here. This is just a kind of a nice sunny but cold Saturday. If I don't do it now, then it's got to happen sometime. I always keep this shovel here. I fish a lot, for those of you who follow my channel. This is my bury the fish guts shovel. We bury a lot of fish in this garden. We like to eat fish. I like to eat panfish especially. So there's a lot of years worth, a lot of buried fish in this garden. Makes for good fertilizer. All right, let's let these chickens out here and see what they think. I just put up a little fence so they can't get out in the yard, even though we let them out into the yard very often. Come on, girls. I think we had 17 at one point. I think we're at 12 now. Anyway, they'll come out here. Once I get out of here, they'll get more comfortable, and they'll just claw and peck away at all this. And all right, let's go check out those ornamental grasses out front. Leaving your ornamental grasses standing is kind of nice. It looks pretty. But you get a few good windy days in December, January, and they can blow all over the place and break, and I just don't want to deal with that. So well, they're neat and tidy and I have the time, I'm just gonna cut them back and deal with them now. I've had this extended head trimmer for about 5-6 years. Comes in real handy. Hi. See, here's the challenge. I got this chain link fence, so if I'm not careful, I'll catch my hedge trimmer.
How'd your tooth turn out?
This is Molly. Hold on. I'll pause it. Good, it's gone. I'm feeling a lot better.
Oh, good.
A lot better, yeah. Hey, there's Mama Cat. How you doing there, Mama Cat? We kind of share her with 3 or 4 households. She's an awesome cat. Anyway, I got to be careful I don't snag my teeth of my hedge trimmer in that chain link, because it'll strip the gears. It can ruin it. So here's what happens if you don't cut back ornamental grass. At least, you know, by say mid-April, early May, all the new growth is trying to grow up, because this is a perennial, so it dies back every year. This stuff dies, but then new growth comes up from the base. And if, for as thick as these grasses are, that new growth can't push up through the middle, so it all kind of grows in a ring outside of it, and then you end up with this big dead patch in the middle. So anyway, at some point, like I'd say before mid-April or maybe even early April, just don't forget to cut back your ornamental grasses. So all right, I'll get these done, tarp them up, get them back over there, and we'll see how the chickens are doing.
But he's been very good, very
All right, this is what I call a close enough for country cleanup here. The goal today is not perfection. So we got our grasses cut back. We live over here, but we own this house. We're fortunate to buy this from our neighbor years ago. We got two tenants, and they're awesome. Anyway, I do the yard work, and so this is not an advocation for any particular brand, but I love gas-powered 2-cycle equipment, the power of it. But I did take the plunge and I bought a battery-powered steel blower and chainsaw combo. And I'll tell you what, it's a little lacking in, you know, it doesn't quite have the power in a handheld gas, but it's quiet. And the nice part is, my wife and girls can just fire it up. All they do is press a button. So I'm not the only one that has to worry about, you know, flooding a trimmer or a blower, pulling a cord. So for that reason alone, and I've been really impressed with the chainsaw too, for lots of light duty cutting and pruning. It's been awesome. Okay, so we'll head back here now, see how the fire's doing, see what the chickens are up to. Oh, it looks like the chickens aren't really doing much. Maybe one of our neighborhood cats scared them away, I don't know. They'll get out there, they'll scratch around and disturb that area for us still. A little shot of air. Doesn't take much. It's just like blowing on a fire, you know. Anyway, that's another good use for a blower, in case you didn't know about that little hack. Here, I'll show you a little bonus. Well, I don't know if it's bonus footage, it's just footage, I guess. Here's all our tomato cages. Every year I say I'm going to do something more efficient with them, but I end up just throwing them around. Hey, here's the buck. Here's my archery kill. In case you're not a hunter, you might want to just not look here for a second. But I'm just letting the skull take care of itself here. Got a nice 10-pointer with my bow this year. So we'll pull that thing out in, you know, July or August. Just give it a little quick power wash, and it'll just be a nice skull and antlers. Nice token of the hunt, a nice memory. Those over there, one of my favorite trees, green giant arborvitae. Highly recommend them tree. But I planted these several years ago as a screen, and once they get established, they grow fast. These ones are probably 10 feet wide by, they're pushing 30 plus, probably 32 to 35 feet tall, the tallest ones. They're just a really nice soft leafed evergreen. Kind of show you what the foliage looks like here. I like them a lot. When you got the space, they're awesome. They're column there, they're not overly formal, you know. I just think they're beautiful. Here in central Indiana, to me, they're kind of our version of what They plant a lot of like Leyland cypress, you know, down in that Louisville and south of Louisville areas. We're a little too cold for that, but these do really good here. Green giant arbs. Here's a flowering cherry. Got a lilac hedge there. That's why, this is why it's cheap living around here. Because you never know what is going on. You never know what you're going to hear around this place, around these parts. Alright, they're finally coming out. Finally doing their thing. Getting a little more comfortable. Sometimes when you introduce something new to their setting, they get a little nervous. I put some watermelon rinds out there. They're eating those right now. Some of these chickens, they can... Oh, I see how they're getting out. I didn't close them in good enough. They'll figure out how to get out, but then they, for the life of them, can't figure out how to get back in. So I'll have to pick that one up and put it back in there. Right, girl? You don't know how to get back in there. Let's see if I can just catch this one here real quick. Oh, you're fun. There you go. Yeah, how's the Serenity? How's the Serenity? So anyway, there's a little snapshot into our urban farm here, I guess. You know, we moved here 20 years ago, and we were able to get all this, well, this empty lot behind me here, and then our neighbor's house, and build our house for really, really cheap. This is a very affordable neighborhood to live in, and culturally, it's very different than where I grew up in Canada. So when we moved here 26, 27 years ago, it was a little bit of a culture shock, but we came here to be part of a faith community that we're still a part of to this day, actually, that's close by here. And we wanted to be in a walking distance intentional community. And we've got a lot of friends here and some family in the neighborhood. Not a lot of money in this neighborhood. You know, it's human nature to want to, I think, hide behind stuff. But we're pretty humble around here in that regard. There's people who can't really hide behind money. That's okay by me. And so yeah, this is home. This has been home for a long time now. And anyway, thanks for coming along. And you know, like they say, if you enjoyed this, I'd love your subscribe and like, and I love reading people's comments. So if you enjoyed this or have any ideas or on things you'd like to see, you know, I'm mainly a fishing channel, but sometimes I do stuff, other snapshots into our life on different things. So we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for coming along. And I guess, like I say, remember, a bad day's fishing ain't a bad day. A bad day's farming, on the other hand, is just a lot of work. But it feels good to use your body. Use it or lose it, right? Get out and do something physical. Always feels good. It's a real cold day today, but it's nice and bright, so that's good. Okay, see you later.